Awesome.
Hello, everyone, and welcome into Ann Arbor, Michigan. It is a beautiful Friday evening at Ocker Field Hockey Stadium, and we have two great teams on hand for tonight's competition. It is the North Carolina Tar Heels coming to Ann Arbor to play the Michigan Wolverines in the Big Ten ACC Challenge. Now, a lot of success between each of these programs, including the last couple seasons. North Carolina, the defending national champions heading into the 2019 campaign, and Michigan was in the national championship game 2 years ago. So, a lot of success on the field for both sides here. Is should be a really competitive non-conference test for each of these clubs. Things will get going underway. Earlier today, Wake Forest and Iowa squared off. Iowa came away with the win in overtime, the Big Ten ACC Challenge. So a couple teams from each of the conferences here to play and represent. I'm joined today by Jack Molino. My name is Lucas Vargas. And Jack, how you doing today?
Not too bad. Only my second field hockey game ever, but we're getting to see the #1 team in the nation today, so it's a treat against #7 Michigan. They faced off last season twice. UNC had the better of both games. Michigan lost in the season opener, and then UNC also knocked off Michigan in the quarterfinals of the NCAA final. And UNC went on to win the national championship for a 23-0 season. So we're in for a special one tonight, Lucas.
Yeah, and WCBN Sports bringing you Michigan field hockey coverage this evening. We were planning to bring you coverage of the Ohio State exhibition matchup last Friday. Some technical difficulties prevented that from happening, so I believe this is going to be the first ever WCBN field hockey broadcast. So a little bit of history in the making here as well. About to get ready for the opening faceoff, and for North Carolina, it's going to be Erin Matson, and she is a stud, representing the U.S. national team in the Pan Am Games. This summer, she had a hat trick in the bronze medal game, and she gets things going. So, to start things off for Michigan, it is going to be Emma Tamer, and now it's Guadalupe Fernandez-Lacourt in the right sideline.
One of the good seniors on this team. She was an All-American last year, and she's looking to have another good senior season here.
Tamer hits it off the out of bounds, and North Carolina comes the other way with it. Tamer has been very active on the right sideline early on, trying to handle the ball against some pressure. And North Carolina goes the other way with it now. And it's going to be Lehmans with the ball as Southam comes and takes it away. Now back to the left sideline over here. It is Faye Kyer, another one of those seniors from Michigan, to get the ball back under control. Now Hallie O'Neill, very talented defender at the back there. She flicks it over to the left sideline. Abby Hutton. North Carolina is going to take over. Feline Gunter will get turned over. Michigan will go the other way with it. Tapping it back around. LaCourte has it now. Weaves through some traffic. She's still going with the ball. Flicks it down to the right. Michigan looking to get across in. Good transition by North Carolina.
Nice move there into the 16-yard circle. And it looks like it may be a penalty shot here for Michigan to get the game started with 13:21 left.
That's right. It's going to be a penalty off the kicked ball, so Michigan will have an opportunity. That was Catherine Peterson able to get the ball inside the circle and draw the ball's contact along the Carolina foot. So Michigan will have an opportunity here early on. 13:21 to go in the first half of this one.
And Lucas, as I understand it, the defender cannot use their stick and touch the offender's stick. You have to be able to steal the ball or tackle without touching the offensive player's stick. So I think that's what happened there.
Correct. A couple unique rules. The ball cannot hit a foot, really any part of the body, or the curved side of the stick in field hockey. You also cannot use your stick to hit the other stick. So some rules in field hockey that you might not know about. And early on, it's a big goal right there for Michigan off of the penalty. Really nice slap at it by Meg Douthwaite. She is one of the stars on this team. and just really teed off on that one to get it by. Had to get it low off the slap, but she did just that, and Michigan will start off with a very early 1-0 lead here, 13-13 to go in the first half. Great start for the Wolverines.
And that was Dothweiss. She's from England. She was an All-American last season, one of the seniors on this team. It looks like they may do a review here to confirm the goal, but it looked like it was good from here.
Yeah, they are going to take a look, but one of the rules on the penalty is that due to the defenders having to wear face masks, the ball cannot go above a certain height into the goal. I didn't think it did. I thought it hit the blue board. We'll see.
And I know the ball has to, once the ball is slapped to start the penalty shot, it has to exit the 16-yard circle before being re-entered. And I think it did that as well. So I think this one's going to be good.
See if we can get a word from the officials, and the goal stands. So Michigan will start off with the early advantage, and they were indeed trying to see if the ball had crossed the line.
It has to go fully across the line, according to our replay manager here, which it did. 1-0 Michigan.
And so now Erin Matson will take over. She quickly
An uncharacteristic turnover, probably.
turns it over, but Carolina gets it back. It's going to be Gunter. And it'll go out on a Michigan stick, so Carolina will bat it back in. Gunter still has it now. She didn't tap it all the way back towards midfield. It's going to be Ricardo now along the left sideline. Out of bounds. Possession will stay with Carolina here. Ricardo still playing with it. And she hits it out of bounds. Untouched by Michigan, so Michigan will take over possession.
Kyer really playing good defense on the right side there, not allowing anything towards the center.
Hallie O'Neill playing with Abby Hutton. A little back and forth passing, and a turnover for Kyer. So Carolina retains possession on the Michigan side of the field. Ball hits the foot, and Lehmans is going to keep playing with it. Good defense by Faye Kyer to steal it from Lehmans off of the reset, but Carolina retaining possession.
As Matson takes a slip there.
Some back and forth play here, very competitive early on. Emma Tamer with the defense to gain Wolverine possession. Now O'Neill out to Hutton. Hutton to Kyer, left sideline. And a steal from Gunter. So Carolina's been able to apply some pressure here to keep the ball into the Michigan zone.
Lots of changes of possession here early.
Yeah, very back and forth. Michigan got that early goal off a little bit of a transition break. But Carolina's definitely been able to possess this one. So Hutton slaps it around. Douthwaite gets it, and the Carolina defense is just so fast to the ball.
Douthwaite from England. They have 3 foreign freshmen, 7 countries represented on this team, Lucas. A very well-represented team.
So the ball ends up with Emma Tamer. She slaps it back to Hallie. Hallie very good with the ball from that defensive backfield position. Not afraid to handle it. And now Michigan's able to get a little bit of transition going the other way. It's LaCourte, again handling the ball. She slaps it into the circle. And I think it went off a Carolina stick.
And Lucas, I just learned that Marcia Pankratz, the head coach, was cautioned with that green card that was being held up by the official.
Yeah, very vocal coach on the sideline. And now Erin Matson has some room to run. She taps it down to number 33, Marissa Creator, and great stop by the goalkeeper for Michigan, Anna Speaker. It was a nice opportunity for Carolina, but a nice play made by the goalkeeper to prevent an equalizer. As Matson was able to break it away. And now the ball is stuck in the corner for Michigan. This is going to be Kayla Reed. She's kind of playing keep away. Ball eventually gets poked out of bounds, but Michigan will retain possession. Fake higher. Flips it up, gets the stick underneath it, and it's going to be a penalty on Carolina for charging in on Douthwaite. She was there first. No physical contact in field hockey, so very player-safe sport. Is Hutton.
Nice play there by Douthwaite to use her body to make a physical play.
And LaCourte showing off a little finesse. Just kind of carrying the ball on her stick almost down the sideline.
The Argentinian making some moves on the sideline.
She's still working that sideline, and she is very skilled. And now a pass goes down just out of the reach of the forward, Sarah Pertek.
From Germany.
Carolina quickly whips the ball around. Matson now with the ball. And Hallie's on her.
They're really targeting her today, keeping the ball out of her hands.
Hallie and Aaron, that's going to be quite a battle between a star forward and a very, very talented defender for Michigan and Carolina. So it'll be a matchup to watch all evening.
And Lucas, last year she came in as a freshman and had 20 goals and 19 assists. And with their reputation now playing on the national team, I'm sure she's going to be marked pretty well this season, and teams are going to be preparing for her weeks in advance.
Yeah, this is a Carolina team that did win a lot of games, obviously, last year en route to a national championship, but they did lose some talent, and they are going to have to find some ways to reload. But Matson will be one of those consistent pieces that will be a focal point of opposing coaches all season long. Now Michigan with the ball. Emma Tamer able to poke it away from Matson.
But Matson gets it right back.
And Matson got elite speed on the sideline. She flicks it down. Hallie making a play on the ball. But Carolina's going to keep it. It's going to be Riley Fulmer with the ball. Carolina from the out of bounds now. It's a big whack. And it's able to sneak through to
Gunter.
Now Abby Hutton. The jump a pass, but she whiffs on the clear. So Gunter still with possession. Now Caroline Gose, international player. Her stick gets hit, so Carolina now flicks it down, but no contact from a Michigan stick, so ball will be played by Michigan out of the circle. There's Abby Hutton to Hallie O'Neill. Hallie clears it to Tamer. But Tamer unable to possess it. Trap the ball, so Carolina will play it from out of bounds. Carolina flicks it back across midfield, back into their territory, all the way back. And Southam able to make a play on it to really bother this young Carolina backfield, defensive backfield. The ball eventually gets back out towards midfield, but there's a bunch of Wolverines around it. Ball hit a foot, though. Carolina now with the ball.
Michigan playing very aggressive in the midfield, using that full extension of the stick to get their stick on a lot of balls and create a lot of turnovers so far.
Yeah, and this is a really young Carolina backfield. Defensively, two girls making their first ever starts, and you've got another one that, really hadn't made many starts before that.
As compared to a pretty veteran Michigan offense with 9 returning starting and 65% of his goal production from last year returning.
So that's a great opportunity for Michigan to take advantage of a matchup. They've tried to do that a few times today, already applying some serious pressure, trying to run in transition as well.
And here's Gose on the left sideline.
That's right, and it's going to be Claire Brush winning a matchup for the ball.
Just checked in for the Wolverines.
Still battling with number 25, Courtney Williamson.
This we got to keep an eye on Matson if you're the Wolverines.
Madsen gets the ball poked away by Hallie O'Neill once again.
See Madsen visibly frustrated.
Yeah, she is. She is frustrated at the attention she's being given.
Looks like going into this game, head coach Marshall Pankratz' idea going into this game was keep the ball out of Madsen's stick, and they have a good chance to win this game.
And a clear all the way down the sideline from Brush goes all the way towards the Carolina side. Southam tried to make a play diving for the ball, but unable to get there quite in time. So Carolina will restart from their own backfield. It's going to be Lehman's right now handling the ball, trying to decide where she wants to go with it. Carolina still with the ball. This one unable to be trapped by number 10, Caroline Gose. So Michigan will hold possession from around midfield. That ball is going to be bumped all the way back towards Hallie O'Neill. Now Abby Hutton with the ball. She passes to Douthwaite. Excuse me, that was Maya Gomper who lost possession. And
I believe that was obstruction on the offense for not, the ball was not moving.
Yeah, going down the field was Romay Ricardo, and she was using her body to really shield off a defender. Like I said earlier, physicality is not something that is very stressed in this sport, so possession goes over to Michigan, but Carolina gets it right back on the pass attempt down the field. And Michigan's really applying pressure on this Carolina defense. Ball is still back around the circle. Gomper applies some pressure. And Hutton prevents it from getting right to Madsen. She's going to take it right from out of bounds and keep playing with it. Right now, Abby Pitcairn will inbound. And O'Neill taps it out of bounds. It's going to be number 8, Catherine Hayden playing it. Lehman's with the ball right now.
Looking to center.
She crosses it inside, and Hallie is able to get a stick on it.
Now, Lucas, are you allowed to block a shot with your body and kind of with your shin guards, or is that not allowed?
I mean, you can hit the ball. Yeah, I'm not sure, actually.
Because it seemed like when the ball was centered there, some of the defenders kind of pushed out of the way and almost allowed that shot to come in.
I think you have to hit the ball with your stick.
I believe so.
Yep. The goalie can obviously block with their body, but...
So that's why it's so important to not allow the ball to get into the center.
Yeah, obviously, once the offense is able to really get set up in the circle, then there's a lot of ways they can give themselves an opportunity, as they are doing so now. So Michigan will be on defense in very similar fashion to the way that the Wolverines scored their first goal. But now they'll be defending. Carolina setting up for the corner. So the ball has to leave the circle first. And then the Tar Heels can make a play to score.
Tar Heels' first penalty shot of the year. See what they got in store for us.
So the ball is set down, played back, and deflected out of bounds by the starting goalkeeper for Michigan, Anna Speaker. So Carolina will get possession off the out of bounds, and Speaker's able to kick it away. Michigan will go the other way with it. And hit the ball a little too high there is Pertek. Keep the stick down.
UNC really pushing on the offensive end here, looking for another chance to tie this ball game up.
Yeah, we're at 1:12 left in the first half, so this game is moving along. Right now, Ricardo with the ball around midfield, stolen away by Gomper. Just going the other direction. Pertek loses the ball to a very active Lehman. She's been all over the field in this one as a midfielder.
Smolnar pushes it to the far side.
And O'Neal makes a play on the ball.
Pretty sloppy play here from the number 7 team in the nation, especially in the midfield with the amount of turnovers. A lot of active defenders looking to cross passing lanes here.
And Michigan's probably just going to work to really stall out the clock right now, running clock here, so not in any rush to give Carolina an extra possession before half. As O'Neal's just really protecting the ball. With 6 seconds left, that'll probably just about do it for this opening period of play. Michigan scored very early in this one, and they've been able to sustain that lead, protect it.
And I bet you can count on one hand the amount of times UNC has been down at half in the last few seasons, and this is one of them. Michigan up 1-0.
Michigan done a nice job, too, at really preventing Carolina opportunities. I mean,
and taking Matson out of the ballgame.
You think about it, like Carolina had one or two at the very beginning of this game and then didn't really get another good chance to score until really the last couple of minutes there. And Anna Speaker made some great plays to protect the goal.
And, you know, a lot of outside defenders like Kai are doing a good job of not allowing the ball to get in the middle to Matson and really taking her out of the game and, you know, giving the offensive good opportunities. You know, Michigan with only 2 or 3 shots today. Actually, only 1 shot, technically, being a goal. So, Michigan really capitalizing on their one offensive opportunity.
Well, you know you're not going to get very many chances and very many good chances at that against Carolina. And, you know, Amanda Hendry, the goalkeeper for the Tar Heels, last year the lowest goals against average. So, you know, if you get one good look, you got to really make it count.
And they did.
And, you know, it'll be interesting to see if Michigan can get any more. Obviously, been able to take advantage of that inexperienced backfield. They got them early in the game. A lot of girls making their first or just second career starts, really. So, a lot of experience, as you mentioned, Jack, on the offensive end for the Wolverines.
And how about the experience on the sidelines with both head coaches in their 38th and 20th season? Karen Shelton on the UNC side and Marcia Pankratz on the Michigan side. And we were told, Lucas, that Coach Pankratz is actually assistant coach for Shelton.
Yeah, some of the best infield hockey on these sidelines. And we're starting off a good weekend of Michigan athletics. Good weekend in general for the University of Michigan today. We got this field hockey matchup. There's some volleyball going on this weekend as well. We got the football season very soon.
Yeah, and actually, I'm just reading this now. Looks like college field hockey had a real change this offseason. There's 4 15-minute quarters instead of 2 35-minute halves. And according to the scoreboard, they got to update that the scoreboard there because there's only first and second half stats here. So pretty interesting there.
Well, that makes sense because 15 minutes is way too short.
Yeah, it's a very quick game. So it's a 60-minute game now. They cut it down by 10 minutes, but there's 2 more periods of play.
So into the second quarter then is going to be Lehman's with the ball. For the Tar Heels, she is going to be guarded by Kate Burney. Now the ball reverses sides of the field. Matson is going to end up with it, guarded by Tamer. Hallie coming over to challenge her. And Carolina is able to get the call on the stick-to-stick contact, so they'll have an opportunity here, much like the end of the first quarter, to set up.
Be their second penalty shot of the game. Speaker with a very good save on the first penalty shot, using her right leg or right pad. We'll see what UNC does this time.
Tamer was initially guarding Matson, and Hallie went over to help, but just a little bit too fast to get in there. And so Carolina will tip this one off. Laid down by Lehmans, and Matson bangs it through.
Wow. what a shot there from Matson, an absolute bullet. She kept it low enough not to be reversed as a too high a shot, but she smacks that right in there.
Looking to build off an incredible freshman season. Erin Matson able to hammer one home. So now this game is tied up. 14 minutes to go in the second quarter, so early strikes to start the quarters for each team now. Have this game tied at 1 apiece. Wolverines down the other way with it. The stick was lost. Michigan will retain possession off the contact. It's going to be LaCourte into the circle.
Matson, going back to that shot, she really squared that ball up. It's a very small, flat side of the stick, and it's not easy to get the ball up in the air, and she hit a liner right past the goalie to tie this ball game up.
So Carolina with possession. That defensive backfield is getting pressured by the Wolverines. The ball eventually gets out to Gunter. And now Matson once again with the ball.
Nice spin move there.
Crossover.
And she's really all over the field from the left side to the center, now all the way to the right side.
She's able to draw contact. Tar Heels still have possession. Eventually LaCourte taps the ball away from Gunter. And number 21, Smolinars, down the field for the Tar Heels. Gomper able to get the ball down, and Tamer comes up with it for Michigan. And they called penalties, so Wolverines will actually start their possession from around their own circle. So Hutton will flick it to O'Neal. O'Neal down the field towards Gomper, but overshot her too much, out of bounds. So Courtney Williamson is going to do inbound. Pretty nice attendance here tonight as well.
Yeah, with a nice weekend of field hockey. I think there's 6 games total this weekend. Or maybe just 4 with Iowa, Wake Forest, UNC, and Michigan here, and they'll all play each other.
So Hutton now to Kyer. Back to Hutton, back to Kyer. Little catch being played. Poked away by Matson. Very active. She takes a fall, but possession retained by Creator. That ball sails over the goal, flicked up in the air.
And Matson does such a good job of creating opportunities for herself in terms of, poking the ball away from some of the Michigan defenders and then turning right to the goal and, moving north to south instead of east to west.
Lehman's will start as the point. Duvernois loses possession to Gomper. Gomper flicking it to Southam. Southam looking for an outlet. She finds Kyer. Kyer gets the ball up the field, but right to Ricardo. Ricardo down the sideline trying to find Creator. She does. Now Matson with the ball, flicking it inside. Gomper running back. Speaker charges in there to make a play on the ball, and looks like we've got another penalty. So Michigan will find themselves defending once again. And Carolina with a prime opportunity to add to their goal total.
And not sure what that penalty was. I'm not sure if it had to do with the goalie Speaker out of, I guess there's not really a box there, but
I think it was just the contact she made maybe with her leg to the other player, maybe their stick.
Yeah, she decided to come out and play pretty aggressive there. It'll be the third penalty shot for UNC. They convert on the last one to tie this game up. We'll see if Matson gets another chance here.
And the initial pass does not go to Erin Matson, but she does find the ball, and a little bit of a hesitation before slapping it home. And that's 2 goals now in the second quarter for the outstanding Carolina forward.
It was Kayla Reed, actually, that almost stole it away from Matson, but Matson did an unbelievable job of staying with it and giving herself another opportunity And she throws a right past Speaker for her second goal of the game and to give the Tar Heels the lead here.
So the penalties in the circle killing the Wolverines right now. They've been struggling to possess the ball for quite a while now as well. As Carolina's really starting to find a groove here. Calm down after a little bit of a fast start for the Wolverines.
That's what good teams do. You know, you go down early, you don't get in your head or anything like that, and you know you're a good team, and UNC is showing that right now, battling back. Still lots of field hockey left to play though.
So Lehman's with the ball, trying to find some room to work. LaCourte challenging her. And Ricardo tips it down the sideline off a Wolverine stick. She'll inbound the ball from the sideline. Back to Lehman's.
Lehman's with the neon shoes there. I wonder if she throws batteries in those, Lucas.
We need to bring back the light-up shoes, huh?
They do.
You remember those?
I do.
Did you ever wear them?
I did not.
Those were a hot commodity.
I had wheelies.
Oh, my gosh.
Or Heelys. Or whatever they were called.
Michigan will have possession. It's going to be fake higher. Trying to work it into the circle. She collects a rebound. The whistle is blown. Michigan will retain possession. Southam now with the ball. Trying to find a way to get into that circle. Still can't do it quite yet.
UNC with a great defensive stand right there. Really in formation, blocking any centering pass.
Carolina holds strong, and right now it's going to be Carline Gose with the ball. Back to Lehman's in the middle, and able to be stolen by Gomper. Gomper trying to run into the circle, loses possession. Kina D'Angelo.
Williamson there with the tackle there. Stole away from Gumper. And UNC defense doing a good job of using their stick and not allowing Michigan to get into the circle. Another steal here, though.
Stolen away by D'Angelo, but Tar Heels collect the stolen pass attempt. And they'll keep playing. Pass right at LaCourte. And the stick is hit, so Michigan will have an opportunity now. Drawing a penalty. Right at the top of the circle, just able to get in there. And so the Wolverines are going to set up for this penalty. It's going to be number 27, Catherine Peterson, inbounding for the Wolverines. And she gets to go ahead. She will tap it out. It's going to be Douthwaite hitting again and
deflected there. I think it was Kayla Reed with the deflection there. Right past UNC's goaltender.
And Meg Douthwaite able to tee off again. Like you mentioned, a lot of traffic in the circle. That one was a lot slower to develop than the first goal, but same result nonetheless. And Michigan looking to tie this thing up pending the review, but I think that goal is good. And it is. They put it on the scoreboard 2-2 with 7:57 left in the second quarter.
We're waiting for the PA announcer to make his call here, but I believe it was Kayla Reed on deflection. And the shot there from Douthwaite, right?
Yep, good call there, Jack. Kayla Reed getting the tip. Douthwaite able to get it inside the circle. And now LaCourte able to get a steal from Ricardo. She halts on the brakes. Southam, nice handling for a minute before she lost it to Smolinars. A lot of traffic around midfield here. LaCourte eventually going to toss it back to number 2, Claire Brush for Michigan. Looks back initially, doesn't like it. LaCourte right on the sideline and out of bounds right at the Carolina coaching staff.
Yeah, Lucas, thinking about it, I can't think of any other sport where a penalty can hurt you as much as in field hockey. And, you think about power play in hockey, you think about any penalty in football. That advantage of only having 4 defenders against, I think, 7 or 8 offensive players.
And right now, Mattson, though, gets in there and just incredible creativity on the backhand shot going to her left, able to slap it up past the shoulder of Speaker, and just like that, Carolina retaking the lead. All the goals had come on penalties, but this one was Matson just making a play of her own, going one-on-one and winning a matchup. And she'll take a quick break right now. She has gone the distance so far with 6:51 left in the second period. We'll see a lot more of her, though, this evening.
And she actually broke up my call there. I was talking about other sports, and that's a testament how good she is. She can,
incredible
change this
pace.
game quickly. Yeah,
Plays with incredible pace.
Incredible pace is a good way to put it, Lucas.
Ricardo tips it off of a Michigan stick. Peterson tries to tap it from up high, but unable to get it. Hallie O'Neill taps it out of bounds, and Gunter will hold possession for Carolina. Carolina looking to try and get into the circle. The tip goes up. Tamer knocks it down, and the shot is deflected. The Michigan possession. That shot attempt was by number 21, Ava Smolinars for the Tar Heels. Now O'Neill passing it out to Cragen Metz. She lost possession, though. And now into the circle for Carolina. It's kicked out by Speaker. Maya Gomper winning a matchup in the circle to get the ball. She races out handling it, but poked away by Lehmans. Now Lehmans trying to start a break for Carolina. A lot of traffic there. Some bodies falling down. Carolina's going to hold possession for that one. It's almost a triple team there. So here the Carolina. So Hallie O'Neill will start the possession off for Michigan.
5:08 left here in the first half.
So they're going to let Cragen Metz start it off. She passes over to O'Neill. O'Neill just must have wanted a different passing angle. And Peterson to Tamer. Tamer lost it. Commits a foul with the contact. So back to Smolinars.
And it looks like a centering pass to the Matson, who is on the sideline currently. Matson probably would have been there if she was in. Michigan will retain possession here.
So Brush trying to find a place to go with the ball. Peterson now with it. And she smacks it back into Carolina territory. Ricardo going to inbound from the sideline for the Tar Heels. Some pressure being applied. It's number 15 for Michigan, Meg Douthwaite, applying some pressure, trying to steal a ball. She had some very nice offensive plays this evening. And that ball goes out of bounds, but hit a leg first. Michigan giving up possession, and Matson now back in for Carolina. She's got the ball around midfield. And a sweet pass down the field, unable to be possessed by Hannah Griggs, who dove for it.
That was a fast one there from Matson. Griggs unable to control that one.
Carolina's really applying pressure now, though. Matson coming up with a steal. Claire recovers a little bit, and Carolina will play it out just outside the circle. So Lehman's running point right now. Back to Ricardo. Douthwaite fighting with her. Peterson comes up with it for Michigan, going the other direction. Running into a lot of Tar Heel traffic. Tamer just can't get it, but she does recover, beating Griggs to the ball. Now Hallie O'Neill with it. Back to Tamer. And Tamer lost it out of bounds, unable to trap it. So Griggs to Matson. Matson trying to get creative. And draws a penalty just outside the circle. Could have been worse for the Wolverines.
Almost nutmeg Mets right there. Michigan gets it back here. 2:37 left here in the first half.
And Peterson now with the ball. Slapping it across. Stolen by Carolina. Carolina once again drawing a penalty. Very good at drawing a crowd are these Tar Heels. The pass inside goes out of bounds, so Michigan's been spending a lot of time back in their zone right now.
Yeah.
Need to find a way to clear the ball with 2:03 left in the second quarter. So right now, Craig and Metz going to inbound from the sideline.
UNC's midfield really showing up, not allowing Michigan to exit the ball out of their zone.
That's right. Gompard there, denied. It's Lehman's with the ball around midfield, trying to get one last opportunity at least for the Tar Heels in this quarter. It's 1:30 left in the half. And Hallie O'Neill. And a whiff from Peterson, but did deflect it off of a Carolina stick. It's going to be Claire Brush getting the ball into play for Michigan. And Matson goes over to challenge. A Michigan ball. Peterson. So we're under a minute.
Here comes a chance here for Dothweight.
And a little bit of an error from Carolina results in a pass downfield. Now Michigan's into the circle, and Kyer's shot goes way wide. That was an opportunity for Michigan at the end of the second quarter. 30 seconds left now in this period of play.
This is where Michigan, you can't get tired here. You know, only 29 seconds left. No stupid mistakes. Really keep the ball in your zone here.
See if Carolina might just try and stall it out right now. Metz comes up with the ball. 15 seconds to play. One last gasp here for the Wolverines before the half. They got to go. Really stalling, and Matson gets the block on it. 6 seconds left, and another penalty into the Carolina possession, and that'll just about do it for this first half of play here. Carolina, big quarter to respond to the early Michigan goal. Now it's 3-2 in favor of the Tar Heels. Michigan did get another penalty shot in that quarter, but the Tar Heels really piled it on, and they'll go into halftime with the lead.
UNC with 5 shots there in the second quarter, capitalizing on 3 of them, all coming from Matson, who really is showing her creativity. And after the first quarter, Lucas, looked like, you know, Michigan was marking Matson pretty well, and then she just kind of came out of nowhere in the second quarter and showing that she can deal with 2 or 3 defenders at once and give herself some opportunities.
Yeah, she really figured out the look that she was being given and responded very well to it.
And pretty impressive for a sophomore who can adjust like that in the first game of the season against a pretty good Michigan defense.
So a 10-minute halftime for each of these teams to make some adjustments. We'll join you in a few minutes. That'll conclude the first half. We're back for the second half of play. Peterson flicks it up to get things going, and the third quarter begins with LaCourte eventually ending up with the ball. Trying to find a place to go with it. Hit out of bounds by number 29 for Carolina, Megan DeVernois. And Tamer inbounding to LaCourte. And LaCourte gets fouled, so she'll retain possession. Passing it all the way down to a Carolina defender, though. Southam trying to apply some pressure and eventually going out. They rule it to remain with Carolina, although Peterson making a nice play to grab it with her stick. And Hallie O'Neill is going to recover the Carolina clear. Abby Hutton now. Gunter comes up with the ball. Wrong team.
Like we talked about, you got to keep on moving with the ball there. So I don't know if that's a penalty against Michigan's going to cost them. They get the ball right back, which seems to be a theme of this game. Once turnovers are created, it seems the ball goes back to the other team pretty quickly.
And right now, beautiful opportunity for Michigan. An even better play defensively by Courtney Williamson to deflect the ball away from Sarah Pertek. Peterson down sideline to Southam. That ball is tipped away. Southam hits it with her foot, so Carolina possession. Lehman's going to go the other way with it.
It's like Southam wasn't with the official.
We got triple teamed. And that ball is going to go over to Carolina. So the possession for the Tar Heels will start from around their own circle once again. Number 5 for the Tar Heels, Orabono. Ball is hit out of bounds by Sarah Pertek. Ricardo will inbound for the Tar Heels. Nice effort there by Kyer, able to get a Wolverine possession. A nice stick by Smolinars for the Tar Heels to get it back. LaCourte going to handle. Tipped away once again by Smolinars, and number 31 for Michigan, Emma Tamer, able to tip it out of bounds. Now Douthwaite trying to create an opportunity for herself. She flips it to Southam. Southam dribbles into traffic, and Ava Smolinar has really been active with a stick. Some bodies falling to the turf. It's going to be Peterson and number 29 for Carolina, Megan DeVernois.
And I think Smolner defensively for UNC really understands the concept that, if a whistle is blown, it's not the end of the world, because it stops the play and the momentum of Michigan, and she's kind of done that a few times here.
Yeah, it does allow your defense to recover in transition. You just got to be careful where it's committed.
Exactly.
A little bit of a trap for the Wolverines, able to pin in Abby Pitcairn. And Sophie Southline, so Michigan will get it from up top.
To the far side.
And that ball is flicked up off a deflection. Abby Hutton will continue to press on from the line. And, oh, wow, what a stick from Matson.
Just comes out of nowhere.
It's to stop an inbound just right from the start, and then drawing a foul. So Carolina going to go the other way. Lehman's running point from the midfield. Around midfield, Matson now running, flicking it to number 16, Abby Pitcairn. Pitcairn into the circle. Ball's lost, and ball goes out of bounds. So
kind of a scuffle there in the middle, and it looks like it's going to be a penalty on
penalty,
Michigan.
Good call. Yep, so Carolina with another opportunity. They converted a couple of these in the second quarter, and they have an opportunity to pick up right where they left off here.
Yeah, Lucas, how many plays do you think UNC has, or a typical NCAA team has, on a penalty shot? At least 10?
Yeah, I'm sure they've got some serious variety to it. I mean, there's different ways to do it as well. You can flick them up. You can just just hit him out. But yeah, I'm sure there's quite a variety of ways to attack this formation. And Matson tees this one off, and great stop by Speaker. Ball goes in the air, so Carolina will get it from the top line.
Michigan defenders flip off their helmets.
Their face masks.
Face masks.
So Carolina with the ball, out to Lehman's, back around the line. Peterson defending her, now back into the corner to Smolinars.
Douthwaite, or excuse me, number 28, Pertek, unable to handle it. UNC with a chance here in the box.
Yeah, Pertek versus Gunter. The ball gets cleared out. It's another matchup, Smolinars versus LaCourte.
UNC doing another good job of stopping Michigan's offense from pushing forward.
LaCourte able to win that matchup, so now Abby Hutton inbound from the side. But Gunter comes up with the ball.
Can you pull your goalie?
That would be something, huh? Well, honestly, it might not be the worst strategy. You can't shoot from outside the circle.
No, it's not like hockey where you can score from the other side.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing with that logic, you cannot pull your goalie, considering you can't shoot.
That'd be a sweet strategy, though. Although I do wonder, how much that would help. The spacing in the sport. I feel like the spacing is very important.
Yeah, once you get above 7 or 8 players, I mean, hockey 6 versus 5 is a huge advantage, but is 12 versus 11 a big deal? Not really.
And no court right now for Michigan racing down. Flicks it out to Southam. Southam trying to get into the circle. A nice stop by Carolina. Kyer comes up with it, but committing a penalty. Great effort by number 5, Madison Orobono for North Carolina. Gunter fighting with it, clears it down.
Matson streaking down the center.
And nice stop by Tamer to prevent that pass penalty, but it did slow things down just a little bit, like we were mentioning, Jack. And Tamer now fighting for the ball. She comes up with it. She still got it down the sideline, but a lot of traffic. Finding a way to possess it, and now back out. Flicked up and into the Carolina backfield where they'll take possession. Nice handling from Smolinars. Smolinars trying to get into the circle, unable to do so. Pertek drawing a foul, and now Michigan will take over.
And UNC really owning this half so far in terms of possession time. It seems like they're winning a lot of the 50-50 balls. And I think Michigan has to do a better job in the midfield of winning those balls and giving themselves a few more chances here. Only down 1. They can tie it up right here.
So now we're about 7.5 minutes into this period. Michigan trying to get into the circle, offensively unable to do so. Nice poke by Orobono. Orobono's really made some nice plays here in this third quarter. Abby Hutton loses possession, goes out of bounds. Carolina takes over.
Beautiful night here at Oker Field, would you say? I don't think you can get a better August night.
It's a lot better than what you might find in Austin, Texas this time of year.
Is it hot there?
Very hot.
Last day August here in Ann Arbor. September 1st tomorrow. Michigan football opens up as we enter fall.
Tomorrow's August 31st.
No, tomorrow's September 1st.
We're committing a penalty.
You're right. I thought there's only 30 days in August.
Come on, don't you know?
I did pass first grade.
Did you know the knuckles trick? You count all your knuckles are months with 31, and the divots are the months with less than that. Come on now.
You're right.
So Michigan will get the ball out along the line above the circle. Orobono flipping it out. So Michigan's got to find a way to get back into that circle. They have really been shut out for large portions of this game from having chances to even attack offensively. Got to find a way to get in. Right now it's going to be number 12, Kayla Reed, trying to fight for it. She did have that goal earlier. Peterson with the ball pinned against the sideline, flicking it in, and that's going to go out of bounds. So,
in my opinion, I think Michigan offensively has to have better off-ball movement. It seems like it's one girl moving with the ball, trying to get past 2 or 3 defenders, and she can't really do much with it without her teammates moving around and maybe, giving her a few more opportunities to pass it. So
Yeah,
I don't know if it's first game of the season being tired, and if you don't have the ball, you're not moving.
Well, that was something in the exhibition that you could hear Coach talking about, was that so many girls were trying to dribble up the field as opposed to, passing the ball and cutting with it. So
Yeah.
seems to be an issue here today. Obviously playing a very good team, but Michigan's still in this game, 3-2 with 4.5 left in the third quarter. Just got to find some more opportunities. Peterson versus Boylan on the sideline. Tamer coming up with a ball. Be a penalty that will lead to Michigan possession. Now Reed across to Kyer.
Michigan with a little more sense of urgency here on this offensive push.
Peterson able to get it almost to the circle. It's going to be number 17, Kate Burney. She does get it in, but to nobody. Now Peterson able to get in. Michigan's going to get possession. It's outside the circle here on the penalty. Kate Reed goes in, dribbling in, trying to find a teammate, but nice play by the goalkeeper. They're going to call a penalty, though, so Michigan gets that chance they need. Potential equalizer opportunity here.
Henry came out there, one of the nation's best goaltenders, and I'm not sure if she made the foul or not. Nonetheless, Michigan has a very good chance to tie this ball game up at 3. We'll see if the ball goes to the senior Dothwythe to tie this one up as the UNC defenders put on their face masks.
So let's see how Michigan values this possession. Been pretty successful on these attempts today, so see if they can stay consistent.
Claire Bush will be receiving the pass. Or Brush, excuse me. And a diving Henry deflects that out of bounds. Nice play there by the UNC goaltender.
That's right, that was a nice goaltender, and as you mentioned, you're not going to give very many opportunities, let alone good ones. Against Carolina, you got to make them count, but still a heck of a talent there protecting that net. Now O'Neal with a ball for Michigan. Scooting in a little bit, she's unguarded. D'Angelo unable to control. And O'Neal still coming up to challenge it. Getting a little out of position from her, back defender position. Diving effort by Brush to hit the ball, but unable to keep it in play, so Carolina gets it. Bounds. Orobono. Cross to Ricardo. Hutton dives for it. That ball's going to sail out of bounds. And Michigan will hold possession, though. Hutton going to inbound. And she'll send it across to Ricardo. Is able to steal it for Carolina.
Defensively, looks like Michigan's Cragen Metz's sole job is to keep Matson in check. I'm not sure if that's a strategy a lot of teams employ against top players, but she's literally following her around the entire field.
Shadowing. And now this inbound all the way to number 17, Kate Burney. Had an opportunity if she could trap it, but unable to do so. But Peterson fights for it back. This pass going to get deflected into Carolina possession. Peterson trying to apply a little bit of pressure. Ricardo now with the ball in the Carolina circle, out to Orobono.
And Michigan keeps it in bounds on the far side. Minute 23 left here in the third quarter.
Now back to O'Neal. Call a penalty. Is Kyer falling down must have committed a penalty. So Carolina getting the ball around midfield. Hit it out no less, though. So Hutton going to inbound. Kyer fighting off 2 Carolina defenders. And number 17, Kate Burney, been pretty active on offense, but hasn't been able to possess the ball.
Even though UNC turned it over right there, they do such a good job of moving off the ball, like I said. Especially when a pass is happening, they're kind of seeing where the next pass is going to go and kind of positioning themselves for that next pass.
Doing a great job of passing to spots and not necessarily to a person.
Exactly.
Allowing players to run and get the ball.
You just kind of watch from an overhead view, UNC kind of moves as one whole unit, even though they turn the ball over right there. And Michigan's going to have a decent chance here with 8 seconds left.
You have the third quarter coming to a close. Tamer unable to get anything going, and that'll do it for the third period of play. Score remains the same as it did going into half, so 3-2 in favor of the Tar Heels. Michigan's going to have 15 more minutes to try and at least tie this thing up. Let's see what they talk about going into this last period of play. But, you know, they got that one penalty opportunity that they just couldn't convert. Yeah. I mean, that was really it for them, though. You know, they really didn't get any other opportunities.
Yeah, it was that time possession idea I was talking about. UNC really owning the time possession there, owning the midfield and giving their offense a little more opportunities.
And Michigan just has 3 shots really on those 3 corners. Carolina on the other end with 7 shots. So seeing how it's been working out for each of the teams in the offensive attack.
And the sun is close to setting here in Ann Arbor.
Still get pretty good amount of sunlight here in August.
7:19, probably another hour or so.
Unlike the winter.
Unlike the winter, is right.
But yeah, going to be a lot of fun tomorrow with the football season opener tomorrow night. Jack and I will both be in the booth calling those games as well at times this season.
Michigan's first game in their history against Middle Tennessee State, who's actually beaten Michigan State in their resume.
The first home opener for Michigan after the last 2 seasons were a neutral site game in Dallas against Florida and the road game at Notre Dame. And, you know, really as far as the Jim Harbaugh era is concerned, a lot of the season openers have been pretty tough. I mean, you know, his first season played the Utah team that actually ended up being really good on the road, losing that game.
And he's supposed to be good this season, even though they didn't look too sharp last night, but they're projected to win that Pac-12 conference pretty easily.
And, you know, second season for Coach Harbaugh was a home game against Hawaii, and then those 2 tough Florida and Notre Dame games, and now Middle Tennessee. So, you know, they've certainly had their tough season openers. Next year at Washington to start things off.
Is that week 1?
That'll be week 1 next season. A little bit of talk that could be at 9 a.m. Pacific time. That would be something. Watch football players go play football at 9 a.m. in the morning. But nonetheless, Middle Tennessee will start the 2019 season off for the Michigan Wolverines football. Excited to get that going tomorrow. So we're here for the 4th quarter of play. Michigan will start things off, skying into the air. And Ricardo will end up with it for Carolina. And a whiff on the pass. Going to end up as a foul, actually. This is stick-to-stick contact. So Ricardo will inbound for Carolina. And now Lehman trying to dribble through some traffic. Another penalty committed by Michigan. Kyer committing that one.
And the nice thing about having a small stadium is you can really hear the sounds of the game, and you can even hear the sticks right there colliding, and he knew it was a penalty.
Yeah, we knew it was, and girls certainly know it is. Most of the time they just start running without even looking at the official for a call.
Which is quite important because a lot of times the offensive team who just got the ball will move very quickly after the penalty, so the defenders have to get in position.
So now Matson able to get free of Metz for a second to try and have the ball. She's got it trapped against a couple Wolverine defenders, and Tamer ends up coming up with it. Yeah, Metz really been shadowing Matson this second half. Just going anywhere she goes. Lehman with the ball out to Orobono at the midfield line. Now Williamson back towards into the Michigan zone. But Hutton going to come up with it. And they'll go out of bounds, so Carolina will get the ball. 13-13 left in this game. Orobono cross to Ricardo. Ricardo across midfield. O'Neal coming up with the steal. Able to weave through a little bit of traffic. Drawing a penalty. So Hallie scanning the field, trying to find where she wants to go. She scoops the ball up into the air. And Ricardo able to bat it down and come up with a possession. Been very active here in the second half. Hutton trying to challenge Gunter. It's going to be Carolina possession off that challenge. I guess they were too far back when they started, so they'll do that again. Ricardo now with the ball around midfield, back across the line to Orobono. Orobono to Williamson. Williamson almost out of bounds, able to be kept.
Obstruction called there on UNC.
Yep, and now Claire Brush will carry the ball out to the spot of the penalty and start things for Michigan as we're under 12 minutes. And there's a penalty drawn by number 12 for Michigan, Kayla Reed. Now Catherine Peterson scoops the ball into the air, knocked down by Orobono. And Kayla coming up with it. Kayla Reed trying to get into the circle, handling the ball. Is batted off a Carolina stick, so Michigan going to start off around that line above the circle. Emma Tamer just dribbled really into nowhere, and another turnover for the Wolverines. Just wasting their opportunities around Carolina territory. Now this pass finds its way to number 3, Hannah Griggs.
You got to give credit to UNC's defense. They're really, it seems like they're making Michigan make individual plays on offense, having to dribble through UNC defenders and getting in passing lanes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this Carolina team, obviously the defending national champions, just brings another level of intensity to the field, and quite a test to have in a season opener for Michigan.
It's also a good thing,
They're competing at a high level. You know,
Yeah.
this is a very competitive game that we've seen here, so both these teams obviously will get a lot better. As Kayla Reed able to draw a penalty right there. It's going to be a card. A trip there by Smolinars. Kayla Reed drawing that one. And she flicks it into the circle. Pass able to scoot in there. I don't even think that Bernie was expecting it.
I don't think she was either.
So Michigan had a chance, but Bernie unable to really handle the ball. O'Neal now passing to Tamer. Tamer to Gomper. Gomper off the stick of Carolina, so Michigan started around that line. So there's Kayla Reed batting it in off a stick. Carolina once again. Again for another ball. So Kayla Reed to Tamer. Tamer passing inside. And the ball gets lost. Hits a Wolverine leg, so Carolina able to stave off the Michigan offense. It's really picked up some pressure here in the last couple minutes. 9 minutes left in this game.
And how about Henry having to deal with the traffic there in the goal? Doing a really unbelievable job of keeping her eye on the ball.
Douthwaite able to steal it from Lehman. She hits it into the circle, but nobody there. Carolina will possess.
Douthwaite thought the ball was deflected there. The ref did not see that. It's going to be UNC ball here. 8:35 remaining here in the game. Michigan down 1.
So Michigan trying to keep the pressure on, keep the ball in the Carolina zone. Tamer challenging Madsen. Madsen, some wizardry from the stick handling. Department able to draw a penalty. I thought she dribbled too soon, but they're going to give it back to Carolina. Hit another foot. Number 16, Abby Pitcairn. The ball for the Tar Heels. Now Gunter on the other side of the field. Diving play by Abby Hutton to hit the ball out of bounds. Carolina will inbound. Carolina trying to work that sideline. Number 8.
UNC could really add a dagger here. Michigan's got to make a good stand here defensively.
Yeah, Fake Hired coming up with a ball for Michigan. She's got to find a way to get something out of the pressure they had been applying. So Fake Hired going to challenge once again on the sideline. Ball winds up in the Carolina circle. Back out of bounds. Gunter going to inbound for Carolina. Michigan substitution. It's going to get Southam into the game for Kate Burney. And Carolina getting a look out of that inbound. Hit the outside of the goal, though.
The German Gunter there with the shot.
They'll keep possession. And Carolina trying to work it around, trying to find something to work with. And Sarah Pertek challenging Gunter. I think it's going to wind up in a penalty. So Carolina going to get possession right outside the Michigan circle. 6:25 to go in this game. Smolinars out to Gose. Sarah Pertek unable to do much with the ball. Pitcairn to Williamson to Gorobono to Ricardo all the way around. Back outside the midfield line. Lehman's dribbling.
UNC doing a great job of rotating the ball here across the entire field.
Yeah, and Carolina's just playing the possession game right now. Williamson and Gorobono really playing catch with each other. Not looking to force anything unnecessary at this point. With 5:40 left.
Unlike that, UNC with the turnover there. Michigan's got to take advantage of this opportunity right here. 5:35 left here in the game. Down 1.
Just not sure how many opportunities Michigan's going to get from this point forward. Couple substitutions. Douthwaite back into the game.
You know, this is where, Michigan's got to rely on some of their seniors.
Opportunity off the out of bounds. LaCourte trying to show off some handles.
On the far side, dribbles it past 3 UNC defenders.
Southam. Ball gets tipped away.
And a costly penalty there. I think it was obstruction on the offense.
Yeah, very costly.
It was a great take there by LaCourte on the far side. About to give Michigan a chance in the zone, but a costly turnover. But right back to Michigan here in the center.
So Maya Gomper trying to attack the circle. Ball gets in. And penalty just outside the circle. So Gomper to Tamer. Madsen in there to challenge and protect. And Tamer loses the ball. It's too much dribbling. And Tamer gets it back, but in so much traffic that she can't do much with it. And now Madsen has it. Flips it down the sideline to number 33, Marissa Creator. Hallie able to race it down. And
Good
Hallie
penalty there on Michigan, number 22.
drawing a card. She'll have to leave for a minute. It's a big loss for Michigan. One of their best defenders leaves the field.
Michigan can't press the panic button yet, but they really have to capitalize on the few opportunities they're going to have.
Trying to get some subs in for the Wolverines. You can really feel the pressure heating up for Michigan, trying to make something happen. Carolina trying to get into the circle, unable to do so, but Tamer just not enough on the clear out. So Carolina still holding on to the ball. Tamer coming up with it. Douthwaite now has it. Trying to find some room. Maya Gomper. Nice play made by Pitcairn to poke it away from Gomper. Get the ball back to the Tar Heels.
You can really hear both benches getting vocal here in the final minutes.
Under 3 minutes to play here at Field Hockey Stadium. And Lehman's traps the ball. Carolina will be intent to really just drag this thing out as long as they can. Not in a hurry at all with this possession. No. Just want to make conservative plays. Gunter is going to race down where there's room. LaCourte's trying to challenge her. And she'll try and handle the ball a little bit, but turns it over. Rather a penalty from LaCourte. I don't think Coach likes that one too much.
Listen, the clock does stop. It's 2:19.
We'll start on the inbound. LaCourte has to leave the game briefly. So Michigan down a few players right now.
Ball at the midfield. UNC just kind of playing.
Yeah, Michigan's down 2 players right now, which is just not conducive to
any sort of comeback.
Yep. Hard to play when somebody's always going to be open for Carolina. And on top of that, it's 2 of Michigan's best players, Hallie and LaCourte, that are out right now.
.155 remaining. UNC with the penalty shot, they could really put the nail in the coffin here. We'll see if Madsen can get her 4th goal of the game, 4th of this season, and we'll see if Michigan can get a good stop here. Speaker with 3 or 4 good saves on UNC penalty shots today.
Like 1:55 left in this game. Michigan's got to hold strong in this one to have any shot at a comeback. As the pass comes, it's laid down, and Lehman able to hit it off the deflection, so that'll be good to go.
Speaker with a diving attempt, but the ball was deflected above the goaltender. And that makes it 4-2 UNC, pending a review here at Ocker Field.
And that really going to put the Tar Heels in a nice position here with 1:46. I mean, Michigan's only got 3 shots on this game. Now they need 2 goals to tie it, period. It's going to get played into Carolina's zone. Meg able to get it into the Carolina circle, but
a really good chance there for Michigan. Haven't seen that chance all half, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was definitely a nice surge of energy, but unable to capitalize on that. And now with 1:20 to go, starting to get to panic time for Michigan.
UNC probably going to park the bus here and play keep away from Michigan.
That's right, parking the bus. We're just going to try and stall it out as much as they can, dribbling into a corner.
And looking at a lot of the UNC scores last year, they won some close games in their 23-0 season. I'm sure, this is something they practice. This is not something that they're just doing here. Being able to hold out games is a skill they have.
Well, when you have a goalie as good as they do, you don't necessarily always have to score a ton.
No.
And, maybe that can result in some lower scoring games and closer games even at that, but if you can really just control the pace as Carolina has really done most of its game, then you can dictate a lot of things. That's right. I mean, Carolina's been playing with great pace all game. Just incredible pace.
Yeah. With 15 seconds left here, Michigan's going to maybe get one more chance, but ball on the near side.
McCourt trying to find a last gasp. Michigan unable to get it into the circle, and the final buzzer sounds. 4-2 is the final score. Carolina comes into Ann Arbor for a season-opening win in this Big Ten ACC Challenge. Well, these are two teams that, could have very good seasons in front of them. So, very competitive game that we saw here today, and long seasons ahead of each of these teams. We'll see how they look at the end of the year.
And that's UNC's 24th straight win in a row, going back to last season's 23-0 record. On Michigan's side, if you're going to lose to a team, you'd rather lose to the number one team in the nation with one of the best players in the nation with Matson. They can learn from this, as cliche as that sounds, but you're going to watch the tape, you can get better, and you bounce back and look for Wake Forest on Sunday, and then try to win your third Big Ten title in a row. Maybe you run into these guys or these girls in the postseason like last year, and maybe you can get their number that time. So not a bad game for Michigan. They went up 1-0, but Matson was able to take advantage of the few opportunities she had, and she had 3 goals, and that was the game right there.
A great opportunity for Michigan to see national championship level competition.
Exactly.
Really see what the standard looks like, and have a bar set in front of them for the season to work towards, and a good test to start the year, as we've both mentioned now, and a lot of field hockey left to play. So with that, tune into volleyball coverage this weekend from Nick Hornberg. Tune into football coverage as well tomorrow. Middle Tennessee coming to town, and it'll be a good one. My name is Lucas Vargas for Jack Molino. This is WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan field hockey. Good night, and go blue.